Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. I thought I would introduce myself really quickly for those of you who haven't been here before. So my name is Monisi, and this channel basically consists of a lot of DIYs, crafting. We just moved into our new home last year, so I've been sharing a lot of little renovations. If you want to check that out, I will leave that above for you to see. I have a playlist of that, and I really like crafting, just decorating, things like that. So if that seems like something you'd be interested in, I would really appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel down below, give this video a thumbs up, comment down below, and I would really appreciate it if you would share my channel with anyone you think would enjoy this type of content. Since it's still winter, we've been experiencing some crazy snowfall lately in the Midwest. I thought it would be fun to kind of give a wreath a makeover, a winterized makeover, because I don't feel like buying anything right now. And right now the one that I have, the wreath I am using, is more fall inspired, and I just never got around to doing like a Christmas wreath or anything like that. I just kind of left it the way it is. Instead of buying a new wreath, I'm thinking of giving a spring wreath that I made a few years ago a little makeover. So this is the wreath that I made a few years ago. I actually made these little flowers out of tissue paper, the little peonies. I got the flowers and the butterflies and little mushrooms at Hobby Lobby, as always. They have really great sales there for any crafting you want to make. So if you have a Hobby Lobby, make sure you check it out. I'm thinking of just kind of tearing this apart. I'm gonna try to save the tissue paper peonies because I think they're so beautiful. I have a lot of berries, like leftover berries from when we did our Christmas caroling centerpieces, and I have some branches from my mom's backyard still. I can kind of make the wreath a little more fluffy and full. I'm just gonna play around with it and see what it will look like. And yeah, let's get started. I was looking through the things that I had in this bag. I used some of this for Christmas decorating for a tree, and some of it was from the Christmas caroling centerpieces that I did for church. And I was thinking of possibly wrapping this garland around the wreath and then just kind of slowly adding pine cones and things like that. I wanted to keep it pretty simple and I didn't want too much on it, so I thought that what we had in this bag was perfect for that. I also still had these branches from the trees in my parents' backyard that we used, and I was thinking of possibly adding that to the wreath to make it a little full. I know this isn't ideal. I just kind of put it on this side table as I don't really have like a crafting area yet, so I'm working on it. I'm just doing this in the living room for now. And the first step was just kind of tearing everything out, taking it apart. And I did save the peonies. I forgot that I had some wiring wrapped around the wreath underneath it, so that I just kind of clipped it off, and I'll be able to use those again. So I just kind of put them in a bag for a later craft. I did try adding on the real branches, and I wasn't a fan of it. It was just really messy, and it just didn't look the way that I wanted it to, so I decided not to use the branches. I tried wrapping the garland around the wreath, but I wasn't a fan of what it was looking like. It just kind of, the sides, as you can tell, are longer, so it was looking weird. And I just ended up cutting off the sides where it was really long, and I slowly just added it to the wreath the way that I thought looked best, and then I just glued it on. What I really like about this garland that I'm using is it has a lot of gold, so they have like fake gold pine cones, which I thought was like a perfect little pop of gold. And if you know me, you know gold it's the way to go, as I always say. This is what it was looking like, and I think I added a little bit more from the garland, and I decided to use the fake berries that looked like it had ice on them instead of the ones here in the middle. I just thought it looked more wintry and it just went with the theme more. I also ended up adding the mini pine cones that came with the branches from my parents' backyard, which I thought was just the perfect little touch of winter nature. I just love the way it was looking. At this point, I was liking the way it was looking, but it felt like something was missing, and I thought I could put something in the middle, but I wasn't sure what to use. Then I remembered this owl that a friend gave me, and I thought it was gonna look so cute and perfect with the winter theme. I love this owl. He makes me so happy, so I knew I needed to use it. I was also thinking of using these lovebirds that we had on our cake when we got married and maybe painting them gold, but then I just was scared they were gonna fall off the wreath and break, and they're very special to me since we used them for our wedding cake, so I decided against it. This is the wreath that we had on our door before. I left them up since fall, and I think we got them at Joann Fabrics for a really good sale. As I was working on this, I just kept thinking about how you don't have to buy new things all the time to make something look new, and you can just use things you have around the house, and this is the perfect example of that. So here's the finished product. It's not as full as I imagined, but I still think it's so cute and simple. And I think the owl was like the perfect little touch of cuteness, and I love it. I'm so happy with it, and I think it looks amazing on our front door. If you've watched this video this far, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching and for supporting me. I just want to remind you that watch hours are very important for my videos, and if you like this video, subscribe, share, comment down below, and make sure you click on the ring bell notification right beside subscribe. You will be able to be notified anytime I upload anything on my channel. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope to see you in the next video.